Hello, I'm going to be showing you guys how to merge versatile level system with the dynamic combat system. First of all, you want to open up both projects and migrate the versatile level system folder over to your dynamic combat system. Once that's done, the best place to start would be to open your character blueprints, both for VLS and for DCS. Navigate to your event graphs. To start, we will copy over the two functions for the pause menu. So if you double click it slowly, you're able to copy the name. And add function, paste. And go back to your VLS character. Open the pause game function and copy and paste this over. Oh, that did not work right. I don't know why I did that. There we go. And you'll notice the menu camera will be grayed out. That's because the follow camera has already the same name as the DCS camera, so it kind of just hooks itself up. The menu camera doesn't exist, and the best way to create it would be to copy it from the VLS character and paste it here. And for some reason it doesn't actually connect to the mesh like that, you still have to drag it on there. Go to the viewport, make sure the camera is selected. Do the same on VLS character. Right click the location and copy. Go back to combat character and paste on the menu camera location. And then you'll just want to make some slight adjustments. I usually just turn it 100 degrees, negative 100, and move it so it's directly in front of the character. And that should look okay. You can move it up and down or back a little more, closer, however you like. Now navigate back to your event graphs. Now we want to copy the name of the onPause function and paste that over on a new function in the DCS character. And now we want to copy and paste the blueprints inside of that function. What you'll want to do next is go back to your event graph in the VLS character. Find the begin play. And you only want to copy all of it but these three right here. Those won't be needed. Navigate to the event graph in your combat character. Open up the collapse node, begin play and tick. Create a new pin on the sequence node. Paste the data you just copied from the VLS character. You may want to change this comment to pause game reference or something like that. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. You'll want to create both of these variables. And then hook your then 4 pin up to this. Compile and save. Now we'll want to copy all of the pause menu blueprints right here. Navigate to the event graph in your combat character. Right click and, oh wait, never mind, you can't do that. Control V to paste. First of all, we will want to change this to whatever key you want to use for your pause menu. I usually put it on P. And that's also the default save for DCS, so that makes it so it saves every time you pause, which is nice. Create the variable here, and also create the pause menu widget variable here. This component here needs to be added to the combat character, so if you drag this tab up here, you can make this a bit smaller. Scroll down to the bottom of your components tab over here. Navigate to the versatile level system blueprints folder. Open the experience system folder and drag in the C experience and leveling component. Go back to blueprints, open activities folder. Drag the activities component in also. Go back to blueprints. Open the store system folder. Drag the store AI component in there also. Compile and save. And now you'll want to replace this with the component up here. Go back to your content browser. Go to the versatile level system folder. Select filters. Hover over the animation until the drop down menu comes up and select skeleton. Right click this VLS skeleton and delete. Do not force delete. Make sure you choose a reference here, and you're going to want to choose your combat mannequin. Replace references. Okay. That's going to replace all of the animations there. It's going to replace the skeleton with the DCS skeleton, so they will work with that. You want to unselect skeleton there. Now you'll want to reopen the character blueprints, as that would have closed them. If you highlight all of the pause menu events right here, you can right click somewhere and collapse nodes. Type in pause menu events. Press C to create a comment. And misspell it if you want to. We're done. And that will keep everything nice and organized here. We'll put it right there. Navigate to your VLS event graph. we're going to be deleting the VLS character, so in case you want to also add the thrown projectiles for the bowling, we're going to copy and paste those over. You can collapse it to a graph if you prefer. I will name mine VLS inputs, or VLS custom inputs. You're going to want to replace this component with the new one that was just added to combat character, the experience and leveling component. Make sure you connect it to both the add experience node and the amount until next level variable. We will get back to adding these to the bowling and making that work with DCS, but for now we're just going to break these because we don't want the error. Refresh all of these nodes. Compile and save. We're going to need to create a variable. We can copy the name from the VLS character. And create a variable of the type bool. Paste the name here, or just type in that name exactly how it is. No spaces. And then recompile. There will be a few warnings because these aren't set up. We could actually erase those because we'll be setting up custom inputs later. Refresh this node here too. Recompile. And now we should have a green check mark. I'm going to double check inside VLS character and see if there's anything else we needed. I guess we could add this for an example also. So if you see the achievement example on jump here, you're going to want to include this do once node. Copy all of this. Open up the combat character. In the My Blueprint tab over here, click the search bar. Type in jump. Double click on custom jump actions. And paste that info here. You want to create the jump achievement brush as a normal variable, not a local variable. If you compile, you can set this to whatever icon you would like. I don't think I have many icons in here, so I will just choose a random one. Let's go with the tool icon. Set both of these to 100 on the image size. Switch this variable with the new variable, experience and leveling component. Connect to target. Since we copy and pasted this over, the text and XP amount is already all set here. And you can actually use this here and just copy and paste it over to another area in your blueprint to create another achievement widget. You may need to make a new variable for it. Compile and save. Now we have gotten everything out of this character that we needed to. So you can close the VLS character, save, open the versatile level system folder, open blueprints, open character, right click on the BP VLS character and delete. Make sure you choose the BP combat character here and replace references. Okay. It'll pull up an error, just hit the X, don't hit OK. And hit the X on the second error, and hit the X on the third one. And now save your game. Navigate to the content folder, right click your versatile level system folder, fix up redirectors in folder, open the folder, open blueprints, open character, right click BP VLS character, and delete it again. Choose your reference of BP combat character again, and replace references again. Hit OK. And this time it should actually delete. Save selected. There we go. Save current. Now we will want to take this BP pause menu area. I like to place it underneath my map. That feels the best to me. And let's give it a quick test. Hit play. Okay, so let's check out these unresolved compiler errors real quick. So hit no. We're going to want to check the hoverboard, about character display widget, and equipment display widget. So first, let's go to the hoverboard. Let's open versatile level system, open blueprints. Actually, really quickly, let's go back and open dynamic combat system, open blueprints, open the character blueprint here. Navigate to your event graph. Open your VLS custom inputs collapse graph if you collapsed it. Navigate down to your use hoverboard down here. And let's select a key to use our hoverboard. I'm going to put it on Z because I believe that's not being used for anything in the DCS system. You can choose any key you like and change things around how you prefer it. Compile and save. Now navigate to your versatile level system folder, open blueprints, open the BP hoverboard. On the enable input, lower mouse sensitivity and move camera, the mouse sensitivity is lowered on the hoverboard to give a bit better control. In the BP combat character, we did not move over those variables because there's already info in the BP combat character to help us do this. So go ahead and delete the mouse sensitivity node here. Pull off of the as BP combat character pin and type in horizontal. Go to set horizontal look rate. Go to your BP combat character. Go to event graph. Open up movement and camera inputs. We don't need to change the vertical look rate because it already is okay how it is by default. So you're going to want to look here at the horizontal look rate. The base value is 45. So on our hoverboard, when we lower it, let's lower it to, let's say, 5. Copy this node here. And down here, you're going to want to replace it. Change this to 45, which was the base value of the horizontal look rate for DCS. Make sure you connect all pins here. Compile and save. Go to Versatile Level System folder. Open the UI folder. Okay, so go back to BP Combat Character. Scroll down on My Blueprint. Create a new variable and name it Character Name with a capital C and a capital N for the beginning of each word. Just like that. Change the variable type to text and compile and save. Here you can choose your character name. I'm just going to type demo name. Now if you go back to the Versatile Level System UI folder and open the About Character display and just recompile it, it should already have fixed itself possibly. And do the same, double check the equipment display. What they were missing was the character name in the get character name function right here. And it seems it's, there we go. Yeah, see that's why we want to recompile it. UV4 doesn't know itself well enough. That won't work. Now let's hit play and give it a test. So we had set P for our pause menu. There you go. If you want to do an emote, we got a little emote here. The about character will show about your character. There's a demo name up there. I'll show you guys how to remove this thing in just a minute. This shows your level and your current XP until next level. I'll show you how to add XP to AI deaths and so on. This will show your alchemy bag if you pick up any of the ingredients that came with the template, which is the pink flower, purple flower, and red mushroom. That's the map view. It just places your camera in a specified position. You could choose another position. However, it depends on how large your map is, really. This is just an example of an equipment menu. I will show you guys how to add the actual DCS equipment and inventory in here also. Or actually, there is a separate tutorial for that. This is the collection book that was just added in the last update. The demo, or the versatile level system, has some examples of the artifact pieces, and a full out of artifact, when you add it, it has just changed the ball that has thrown. But you can connect this to basically anything. So you can have the artifact give your player a special power once you collect all the pieces, or even change it up a bit. I believe we set Z for the hoverboard. And the horizontal rate is still very high on this. So we're going to want to turn that down a bit more. So go to your BP hoverboard, and on the enable input, lower mouse sensitivity and move camera, let's change this to 1. Hopefully that helps enough. Oops. There we go, that's a bit better. Still a little bit touchy. Let's try 0.1. Okay, maybe 0.01. That's a little bit better, but that may take a bit more tweaking to get working. Well, I quit because I was going to die. Let's test out the level system now quickly. So if you go to Dynamic Combat System folder, open Blueprints, open AI, open the BP base AI here. Search for the death function. Open it. At the end here, we will want to add player character node. Drag off of the return value and get component by class. Select the experience and leveling system. Drag off of the return value and add experience. Connect that to the end of the death function. Right click added XP and promote to variable. Name this XP on death or anything similar that you would like to name it. Oops. You can set this to visible if you'd like to be able to set the XP every time you place an enemy in the scene. I'm going to go ahead and set this to a default of 125. Just in case you don't set one manually, it will already be set there. So now let's test it with these AI here. See, it's given me 125 XP there. And same with that one. Now, let's see. Oh, I forgot what I was just thinking. Okay, well, let's turn this up a little bit. Oh wait, actually I remember now. I was going to show you that in the scene now, when you place a new enemy, you have the XP on death down here, and you can change it per enemy. So let's say you have a boss that should give you, I guess, 38,592. Let's make that an actual number, actually. We'll just do 38,000. And now let's test this out. So this one here should still be set at 125. And this one should give was 38,000. There we go. Now we're level 26. If you open your pause menu, open your skill tree. One second. I don't know why it's in slow motion. Huh, that was odd. So if you see here, you have 26 skill points you can invest, 0 invested. The way the skill tree is currently set up, you must invest 10 skill points to unlock anything further than the bottom 3 boxes. You're forced to first click on this one because that unlocks the other 2. And you can invest however you like between all of these. As soon as you have 10 invested points, the next area will unlock. This one is actually, for example, it's set to be locked until level 20. You can change that and move it to anywhere else, and the skill tree is made to be easily moved around. All of these move. It's not hard to change it. And there's also some videos on adding more skill trees where you can actually drag the menu and scroll over to other skill trees for other stuff. And there we go, we've spent some points. These can all be connected to stuff like, let's say for example, you can set this to increase stamina by 10 every time that it's purchased. This one for health and this for magic, so on. I'll show you guys how to set these up here in just a moment. So if you navigate to the Versatile Level System folder and open the UI folder, actually the skill tree is in the Blueprints folder inside of the Experience system. Oh wait, never mind. I remember I moved it just in the last update. It is in the UI folder. I must have just missed it. There it is, WB Skill Tree 1. If you open that and go to Graph, go through the functions here, and I believe we'll want to start on Get Current Health Amount right here. Yep. Drag off the return value and get Combat Character. Plug that in here. And from here, basically for each one of these, you'll just have to type whatever is the first 2 words. Current health, current stamina, current mana, or ignore the get. Max mana, max stamina, max health. And that will take you to where you need on here. I'm just going to show, for example, just the one so that we don't drag on the video. So let's get current health. And right here, get current value, extended health. And connect this here. I will also do the max health too, to also show that, for example. It's pretty much the same process. Get the combat character node, drag off of here, and type in max health. Last time we typed in current health, this time we want to type in max health, because it's get max value. Connect that there. Compile and save. Let's open Event Graph. I'm going to set an example for the health. I believe it was on the left. Oh, it's in the middle right there. So we want to do skill number 2. So right now it was set as an example to increase the jump hold time. We don't need that. Unless you'd like to set it somewhere else, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to erase it. drag off of as BP combat character, and here is where we wanted to increase the health every time this ability is purchased. So let's add modifier, and make sure you choose add modifier extended health because we were targeting the health stat. Connect your pins here. Oops. And set the value to whatever you would like to have added to your health each time the ability is purchased. I'm going to set it at 10. It is able to be purchased 20 times, so if the player purchased that the maximum amount of times, that could add 200 health to their health pool. You can change the amount of times the player is able to purchase a skill right here. If you lower this number, they are able to purchase it one more than whatever number this is. So if it's 19, they can purchase it 20 times. On the 20th purchase, it's going to lock the skill. If this was set to 14, they would be able to purchase 15 times before the skill was locked. This one is set to one above, number 20. And that's going to lock the skill and display the fact that it is already max level and you cannot purchase it again. And so we've got that all set up for now. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and the UI kit that was free 2 months ago, I believe, is a very good kit and it all plugs right into here very easily. I don't think I have any textures on here to use actually for an example. We can set a picture here maybe. We'll do the heal icon. There we go. Now let's test this out quickly. So it seems that the skill tree opening is what caused the slow motion. So to fix that, you'll have to open the experience and leveling component and remove the global time dilation there. I will show us how to do that in just a moment. So now, since we've set up the functions inside of the skill tree widget to read what the player's health is, it now reads the current health and the maximum health. So if I was to get hit and my current health went down, that would also go down. If we purchase the skill, you can now see that every time it's purchased, 10 is added. Oh, we only have one skill point, so let's quickly get some skill points by killing this guy here. There we go, now we got plenty. There we go. It's working just fine. Now you got a 300 maximum health. I don't think I have enough potions to fill it. Nope. Alright, let's quickly fix the time dilation on the widget, skill tree widget. So go to versatile level system folder, open blueprints, open experience system, open the experience and leveling component. And here, you'll see there is two global time dilations. The first one is here underneath the create WB skill tree widget. You'll want to just delete it. And also delete this one at the very end. And that is all we need to do to fix that. Compile and save. Let's double check it. There we go. Now it's not gonna freeze and unfreeze everything. when you open and close your skill tree. Let's double check that the crafting supplies and other activity stuff is working right. Let's place our build spot here. I'm going to set it so we only need 1 plank and 3 nails. And let's only need level 5. And then we will want to place some nails and a plank. And let's test them out. Okay, seems my plank works fine, but where the heck are my nails? They may have just gone into the ground here. Yeah, looks like that is what happened. Let's just hit the end key, and that'll place them right on the floor there for us. Let's do the same with this, because it looks like it's a bit in the ground, so just hover it anywhere above ground and hit the end key. That'll place it right on the floor for you. Now let's test it. There we go. We got our plank and our nails. And now if you open your pause menu and check your crafting supply, it should tell you you've got 1 plank and 3 nails. And now we should be able to build our thing up. So it looks like that didn't give me a high enough level. Or that. There we go. Now we're definitely level 5. Yep. Alright, so now we got a basic little crafting system. And the alchemy is basically the same. And it should also be working. Let's give it a test real quick. Let's also test out the artifact here. We've got to place 10 of them. As we pick these up, it should be accounting for it here in our collection book. So we've got 3 pieces. We could set this to show 3 out of 10, so the player knows how many pieces they are needing to collect. As soon as you collect all pieces, this will change to 1 and you'll be able to activate. Oh no. Better take care of this dude. Okay. He didn't kill me, yay. Still works with weapons equipped. Artifact fully assembled. And so now when you activate, this will actually be able to apply a change to your character. You can set it to whatever you'd like to. I'll show you where right now. In the Versatile Level System folder, in the UI folder, find the WB artifact. No, wait, hold on. just check this one. No, that is not it. Okay, it's right here. WB Collection UI. In the activities component is where you would set the new artifact. I'm going to be creating a video documentation here soon, and I'll be showing how to create new items with everything in the versatile level system. So if you go to your event graph here, there is some blueprints here to check for artifact pieces and one for to activate the artifact if it is held. This is where you can set how many artifacts you need to collect. You're going to have to collect 1 over what this number is. So if it's set to 9, you'd have to collect 10 before artifact is set to 1. And it needs to be set to above 0, which is 1, to be able to activate anything. For now, the info that's activated is inside the combat character. You could also just set up some stuff here and alter the combat character from here. You could add a modifier and make it so after the artifact is gathered, for testing, let's set it up real quick. Let's add modifier. Let's do extended mana. If you collect this artifact, you're going to have just like a ton of mana after. Like 500 more. That should be a bar across our whole screen. So now let's quickly collect our artifact. Just hope this guy doesn't try to kill me again. I'll try to stay out of his view. Alright. So now, if we see our mana is just at its normal value here. But if we open our collection book, and now that we have our artifact, we activate it, now we got a whole lot of mana. No chance. And I believe I've covered basically everything we needed to here. The crosshair on that actually worked a lot better before the last update on here, but I'm sure there will be some kind of fix for that, and I will look into it. But for now, it's a little bit hard to use the magic and arrows on the hoverboard. So it looks like the achievement that we set is not reading the do once node. Maybe we forgot it. Because it looks like every time we jump, the achievement is set. Good thing I noticed that. So navigate to your jump function, the custom jump here in the BP combat character. I think what we actually need to do, let's see, why is this activating? I have a better idea actually anyway. So let's move this over a little bit. Let's create a variable called jumps made by player. Set that to a integer. Compile. Get a set node for that variable right here and connect it. Drag off of this pin here and type a plus. Get the integer plus integer. Drag this out and get jump made by player. Connect that here and leave that at 1. Now create a branch and connect the true to the create widget there. On the condition, type an equal sign. And we want to find the integer equals integer. Now let's type in, might be help if we do it right here. Equal. Oh, right there. My bad. So you want the jumps made by player to be equal to, let's say, 5. So after the player jumps 5 times, they'll get this achievement for jumping. You could set that to 500 or something, which would be more reasonable. 5 is a bit too easy. And also, you may not want to give the player an achievement for jumping. This can be set many other places. Let's test this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Learn to jump. Well, I already knew how to jump. And there we go. It's not coming up over and over now. Alright, I think I've got it all in here. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for getting the versatile level system. I hope it helps you out. I'm going to save here. And I will see you later.